Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Right. Welcome. Feels like we've been a couple of weeks, even though it has been, I guess, since we were doing our live stream. Sorry about last week. I was away doing some local tourism. And when I say local tourism, I mean drinking a little bit of wine. But no, it was good. Good to get a break. Good to get away. But now we're back. So, pretty straightforward workout for you today. As you'll see on the screen, as you'll see on the blackboard over here, I'm just making sure, it's in view. We're just going to do a series of 6-minute pieces. Pretty standard, quite low rate, low to medium rate. We'll only start climbing up through the last part. Really just getting a good lock on our technique. Decent amount of break, so we can actually sort of push it a little bit harder as well. And that will basically serve the purpose of today. Okay. So just looking for a good rhythm, good flow, good length. Still, as I say, just trying to chime in to everybody and other people that like jump in on our live streams and that type of thing, that we want to be making sure that we're doing everything really well around this sort of 20 to 24 rating. I'm still harp on about it, massive fan, because we get the technique right there. We learn how we can manage ourselves at that rating for X amount of time. And ultimately that means that when we try to step up and we test ourselves, whether we want to do 10K, 5K, half marathons, whatever they are, even 2K, whatever, we've got the room to go up. And that's generally the biggest mistake we always see with people, is that they've been sitting on here training back and forward at 26, 28, zipping up and down, which is fine. That's cool if they've never had the coaching and stuff to see what they can possibly achieve. And so we're here doing that for you now, and we're going to really lock in that technique, and we're just going to have a really good focus on that today. Okay. I did think about throwing in some really hard stuff, but then I've had a hard weekend, played a lot of golf. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go super hard today. So there we go. Okay. So same as always, we'll just jump on, get a bit of warm up going. If you have, or if you haven't warmed up, we just want to get our bodies into a good position. We only need a couple of minutes, really, just to stretch out, even get the back moving. I just want to pin something as well, something for people to think about, is machine maintenance. Okay, couple of reasons. Hopefully your slide's nice and clean. Hopefully you've oiled the chain. But the other part too is, if you actually just have a look at my machine, okay, this is quite a relatively new one. Looked after quite well. Let's have a look at the chain at the finish. Like if your chain starts doing a lot of this as you're coming forward, okay, 2 reasons is that it'll be quite rough around the back and pulling it in and it's shaking a bit. But the other reason too is that there's a bungee cord inside here that helps do that with the machine, okay? Helps pull it really back quite quickly. If it doesn't feel like your machine really wants to go back like super fast, the shock cords are like $5, $10. There's nothing. And potentially that could make quite a big change to the recoil of your machine and of how you're rowing. Okay, so I've seen a few videos of some people, and I just said, look, hey, you really need to get a new shock cord, because it just looked like they didn't have that help machine, this momentum change, where the machine does some work for us, pulling us back to the front. Okay, which I go on about quite a lot, because ultimately we want the machine to be doing some work for us. Now, if we were on a dynamic machine from Concept 2 or some of the other machines from around the place, you do have to basically make that movement yourself, rather than here, the machine pulling you forward. Okay, so just something to think about in terms of the machine. You know, if you've been doing a lot on it, if it's in your garage, if it's in a rumpus room, wherever, you know, the other part too is to actually clean it out. You know, you take the screws off here. There's a little screw that holds the grill on, and you just loosen that off a bit, pop it all off, get the dust and everything out of it. So it was just something I wanted to pick up on today. The other part too is if your monorail is pretty shit, okay, like if it is a second hand or you've had it for a lot of years and it's pretty rough and it like runs back and forward and you know, type of thing, you can get a new piece of rail, and you literally take those screws off there, you take these two off here, and you just slide it straight on top. Okay, so if we've been using the machines a lot, it's no different than if you own a bike or even a pair of shoes and you go running. The maintenance on it can really help with the benefits that you're going to get out of it. Okay, so I've done enough warm-up, jumped on here beforehand, and we're set to go. Okay, so 6-minute pieces. So same as always, let's go into our select workout, our new workout, our intervals time, go up to 6 minutes, and then I've given us a 1:30 rest period. So zoom down to a 1:30. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that flashing for a second. Make sure I'm set, ready to go. Quick drink. So I'll run through these as we go, but as you see, the first one, 3 minutes for the first and second one, and 20, 22, 22, 24, and then in the third, fourth, and fifth, we're basically just going up every 2 minutes. We start at 20 to 24, and then we just go up 2 points every one. So the last one's 24, 26, 28. So that's where we'll be a little bit puffed, but we'll have good freedom, and we'll finish off the pieces really well. Okay, so let's go. I'm good to go. I hope you are. Let's press the OK button on our screen. Should be good to go. Heart rate monitor's all connected. Erg data's all set. We're all good to go. Here it is. Okay. So I'll give you another 10 or 15 seconds, just in case somebody's lost or it's started, hasn't started, needs to reset. All right, 10 seconds. So sitting nice and tall and ready to go. Right. First piece, 3 minute, 20, and then 22. Are you ready? Row. So first and foremost, remember our length. Remember that we're getting a good push, a good sit back through the stroke, and then we've got plenty of time on the recovery. Okay, this is our length. Feel the amount of time that we've got pressure on the feet. As we're pushing all the way back. That's good. So remember to hang off the arms, under the armpits, Engaging the core. Sitting back. Nice. Really good. This is where we want to feel that metronomic, our ratio. And we want to be looking at a number on the screen. And we basically just want to hold it. Okay? It might fluctuate up and down a little bit. 1 point maybe. And that really just comes with what we're thinking in terms of our technique. But finding that consistent speed, the rhythm, just sets our platform for the whole workout, for where we can improve. Okay, so let's roll around the front. Remember, no stop. We come in and we push away. Nice. Feel that change in direction. Feel the weight coming onto the feet. Sitting nice and tall. Don't have to be stiff. We just don't want to be hunched. Okay, moving up 2 points. Now, remember this movement speed. Start round the back. It just happens with freedom of movement. And without thinking about putting in that extra pressure, I'm pretty sure you've all seen the speed change. Okay. Now we make this rhythm our new normal. Okay, feel the rhythm. Speed of the hands. Speed of the recovery. Sitting tall. Round the front. Good. Okay, we're holding that really nicely. So let's make sure we get that connection as we roll in. And just hang. Remember, no tension in the arms or in the shoulders. Trying to keep it in the lats. And just keep the breathing. Good. Feel that speed around the back, hands around. Good. Nice. Good, and hopefully we've been able to maintain that speed change. Really nice. Think of that chain. Try and keep it flat. It's only a small movement around the front and back. We don't need to have a big drop down and away. It'll naturally happen. Out over the knees. Good. All the way. Good. Nice. Easy. Okay. Really good first set. Heart rate didn't get too high on that, which was nice. So we're building into it. Okay. So when we can just focus on this 20 and 22 speed, just gives us the amazing ability to find how we make the speed go. Okay. Because we've got time. Okay, time is our biggest factor. You know, we can come in, we can feel the hang and we can feel the finish. We go, okay, do it again. You know, and you can forget a little bit about the recovery for a few strokes. So it doesn't matter if the technique's not that great on the recovery and okay, I broke my knees a bit quick, whatever, but you're focusing on what you're doing here. Okay. And then you do it again. And then you're like, okay, again. And you go, okay, I'm not picking the front up or I'm shooting my butt. Okay, how do I stop that happening? Am I lifting off the front? So it gives you time. It gives us time to think about the technique, to watch the speed, to see how it happens and how we can make changes that influence what we see on the screen. Okay, here we go. Starting 22 now. So you just zone right back into what we were doing. You feel that hand flow around the back. And there it is. Okay, the speed will come. It just takes us a little bit to work into it, to relax into it. Good. Coming down to what we were finishing on. So really, let's all make a conscious effort right now. Let's finish the handle into the body and then let it go. Feel the resistance, take it back. Okay. If it really doesn't feel like it's pulling you forward, you bungee. Okay. Or you're still really tight like this. Okay. So let those release. Okay, now we've got that work, switch off and rest coming forward. Nice. Now we roll into the front. Weight transfers to the feet, through here. We're loaded, ready to go. Don't want to have too much time waiting and then trying to get the strength. We really got to try and time that push. As we come in, almost pushing away before the handle hits the front. I mean, there. And if we leave the arms long, we're going to get that connect. Okay, nice. Breathing. Consistent speed. Feel the push and swing. Pivot from the hips. Okay, so making the change up to 24. Remember, hand speed round the back. Now. Good. Onto that 24. Remember, don't add the power. It'll come, and then we can focus on it. We want the rhythm first. Good. There it is. There's our metronomic rhythm. Nice. Hang. Round the back. Brush the body with the hands. Don't need to leave a mark. Nice. Good. Really focus this hang. The feet. Feel the tendons. The hands, the feet. As the feet push, we feel the hang in the hands. Not choking the handle, but just feeling the weight. Good. Yeah, nice rhythm. Feel the flow. Continuous motion. Nice. Good hang. Remember, keep the hands free. Down the back. Allow that seat to come underneath us. Helps with the length of the drive. Good. All the way. Nice. Okay, good. So heart rate's going to get up more now. Okay, but that was a really good rhythm. A really good step up and change. Feeling that we have to move faster. You know, that 24 to 26 is almost a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so the speed we come this way is about the speed we have on the drive. And that's the whole thing that we're trying to find is if you get really deep on it, you know, at 20, the ratio is a lot slower through here, but we control it. You know, when we get to 28 or 30, the ratio almost starts going back this way because we have to go quicker this way, depending on our drive time. Okay, so what we're really doing in this sort of work is just getting that really nice metronomic rhythm, which is what I'm really trying to hone into you guys so that you get to learn it and you're just like, yep, work, rest, you know, find the connect and then rest. You know, what I'm doing around the back, am I stopping and then having to race forward or am I allowing it to go? Okay, so back onto 20 now. So this is 2-minute changes, 20, 22 and 24. So now you'll really feel that ratio change being a lot different from where we finished at 24. Okay, it's really still feeling ourselves getting pulled forward, but just how we can really just control and switch off, and the time to prepare for the front. Go through there. Don't need to be too rigid. There we go. And if we get the connection around the front right, it's not going to feel heavy. We're going to get the hang. Good. And get the push. There it is. Nice. Nice and loose. If we're very tense in the shoulders and the traps, we just need to make a little bit more adjustment towards the lats and the hang. Brush the body and around. Okay. So we're moving up to 22. Remember, hands and freedom. Here we go. Now, just do it with more hand speed and a little bit quicker forward. Now the drive will come in. And now you've got more speed. Okay? Really simple. Now we relax into this. Okay? Breathing into it. Feeling the hang. Feeling the speed. Nice. Good. Simple. Just the flow. That's nice. Patience. Because we do have that speed. The momentum around the back. We just get drawn forward. And we make ourselves ready through here. Ready to take the push. Good. That's it. It's nice. It's easy. Relax. Okay, stepping it up. 24. You know how to do it. Here it goes. Now. There's the rhythm. Just like that. We don't need to make a massive change in 1 or 2 strokes. 6, 7, 8 strokes. Now we've got the rhythm. There it is. Good. Flow. Swallow the bug. Yummy. Okay, good extension. Remember that chain can help get our length, drawing us over, setting ourselves forward. Good. Rolling around the front. Good hang. Remember, just finish the stroke, release the tension. Right there. Over exaggerate it if you have to. The only tension's on the drive, muscle tension. And then we release. Good. Okay, great. Really nice.
got some extra protein for the morning. Okay, really good. Okay, really simple. Good step up. We're now just going to increase our rating. We start up on 22, 24, 26. So we're basically at the point now where heart rates are up, we've got a sweat on, we've been working really well. So now it's just about getting the focus and sitting into the groove while we're rowing along, okay? Just hang in as much as possible, feeling the hand freedom. Coming up, getting that work, rest, okay? Lose the tension, gain the speed, okay? Really simple, lose that tension, gain the speed. Okay, so let's start to firm it a little bit. I'm going to kick off straight onto that 22. Take 30 seconds to build into it. Here we go. Now, so remember, we find the rhythm and then we start to squeeze. Okay? We don't need to hit the number first and then find the rating. That's pretty false. See, now we're there. Now we can sit back. We've got our rhythm. We've got our momentum. We've got our metronomic feel. We've got our hand speed. So let's just lock into this. Look at the length. It's been created by the machine. And our relaxation. There it is. Seat coming under. Remember, if it feels too tight, drop your feet down. If you feel like you're getting right over, maybe raise your feet a bit, okay? Slight stretch in the calves and the Achilles as the seat comes under. Means we're in a good position. Means our bodies are set good too. And if we're down like this, we want the chest to be open, arms coming up above, top of the knees. Good, okay. Same again, get the flow first. Here we go, now 24. Hands. There it is. Good. Now we've got the rhythm. Now we focus the speed. Good. Maintain what we created by being more efficient, by moving faster. Good. Feel the hang. Good. Roll around the front. Nice. Good flow. Metronome. The ratio. Nice. Opening out. Sitting back. Through the stroke. Nice. Good work. Remember to breathe. Looking for consistency. Holding that speed with our body weight, with the hand. Okay, moving up, 2 points. This one. Now, hand speed. Take us forward. Now feel acceleration. Lose that ratio. Push and switch off. Hang. Freedom. Good. Nice. Yeah, nice. Just like that. Now we're sitting in the zone. Breathe into it. Last minute. Good. Feel the hang. Nice flat draw. Move the hands. Remember, it doesn't add anything. Hammering it into the body makes us tired. Good. Nice. Okay, really good. Really good work. So as you see, it starts to take its toll a little bit. Once we get up to that 26, then that's fine. Okay. Nearly done half an hour. We're starting to get up to a reasonably mid-intensity, which, because of the work we've done prior, makes it feel a lot harder. So on this piece, remember, just get out into the rhythm at this 24. We're just going to tap it along. And then as we go up to that 26, and then again to the 28, it's just all about how much freedom we can create. We want easy speed. We want to create the speed as easily as possible. You're naturally going to do the work here, but it's all of this that creates our speed. We start getting tense. We watch the numbers drop, and we're like, shit, I've got to pull harder. I've got to push harder. Not so much harder, but speed with the metronome and the pendulum that we've got going. Right, here it is. Last piece, moving in. Now, so onto that 24. Let's get the rhythm first. Don't worry about the speed. Okay, there's our speed, our rhythm. So now we've got the flow. Now let's look at how we create, and we just keep down the speed. Over the next 30 seconds, hang, hands, hang, hands. Okay? Feel the leg speed that's been created. Nice. Breathe. Relax the face. Okay, we've got our zone right there. Now hold that. If we maintain this, we're only going to build on what we're doing right now. Around the front. Make it feel light. Hang. Rhythm around the back. Let the machine do the work. Yeah, that's it. Around the back. Good. Nice. Good flow. So let's get prepared. We know how to make the change. Let's do it in 3. This one. Now. Remember, this is the ease of movement. I've got more speed. Doesn't feel like I'm working any harder. Now we lock in. Around the front. Got the rhythm. Feel the length. Feel the hang. Remember, legs drive the body. Arms still hanging. They follow through and around. Nice. Good. Easy. Nice flow. Remember, stay relaxed. Stay loose. Work the drive and then relax. Switch off. Good. Nice. Okay, both feet. Let's remember, feel the speeder on the back. Now, 28. Hands away. Find the pendulum rhythm. There it is. Move the hands. A little push. And breathe. Relax the face. Keep the length. Finish in front of the body. Brush it around. Good. Feel the push. Roll around the front. Feel the connect. Both feet. Armpits. Hang. Yeah. And the legs. Don't hold the train back. Let it go. Draws us forward. Last 30 seconds. Good. Maintain. Open the mouth. Hang. Switch off. Stay loose. Good. All the way. Nice. That's really, really good. Okay. So that's going to deserve a little bit of a warm down. Okay, keep rowing. Make sure we don't stop. Like, you can just go one hand on, do whatever. We just want to keep the legs moving. You may not want to, you may want to stop. Yeah, it feels really good. Okay, we'll feel a lot better if we just do this little bit of a row out. Okay, nice and relaxed and easy. Okay, taking some good breaths. You know, we're not working the muscles, only got just enough weight on them to hang. There we go. Okay, just press your menu button and that'll save it into your log, onto the erg data. Okay, really good. Just row for a couple of minutes. Just stretching everything out, starting to just feel a little bit of weight. Only really that connected weight on the legs and on the hang. Okay, nice. Just like that. Okay, really good workout. Okay, it might not look like much when you look at it and you go, well, it's not that hard, it's not long, it's not too high a rate. But when you're really getting a good focus and getting a good flow, every time you make that change, you know, yes, subconsciously, we're all looking at it going, okay, I'm hitting 210s at 20 or 22, whatever it is. And then when we create that speed, which is exactly, I'm going to harp on it till the end of my days. You know, when you move this quicker and then the rating comes up, bang, speed drops, just like that, real quick. And you haven't put in any extra effort, you're moving with the machine. And you do that for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then you start to realize what you're actually doing in terms of, okay, yes, I was moving the hands quicker here, but at the same time, yeah, I have to move the legs a bit faster on the drive. So there is a bit more acceleration, but that comes subconsciously because all we're trying to do is create now a more rhythm. You know, and to create that extra rhythm, yes, we know that's quick here and we know that's got to be quick here. And then all of a sudden we've got a new flow going on. And then when we step up again, we do the same thing and we see more speed. And yes, you are working a little bit harder, but the idea is to work harder without actually knowing about it. You know, the more subconscious effort we can put in, the better and the more longevity we're going to get out of a piece. Because the moment you go, right, it's 24 now, right, 26, rah, I've got to add it all here. Yes, you see a great change in number. I guarantee you it slows down. Okay? And so all our rhythm work is really just focused on you and the machine. Because at the end of the day, however big, small, young, old you are, whatever, you sit on the machine and it's you versus the machine. And all I'm trying to give you is ways to think, how can I, my body weight, my 50 kilograms, my 100 kilograms, my 70 kilograms, how can I make this move quicker and do it efficiently? And that's really what it comes down to. It's all about efficiency. The more efficient we can be, the better we can make the numbers, the better you feel about yourself. Okay, and that's what it's about. We've all got different goals. We've all got different aspirations. And it's really just finding places for us to think about it and to make it really easy on ourselves. Okay, so great workout, really nice, good little sweat on. I didn't make too much of a puddle today. But as I say, these machines are really, really hardy. Okay, Concept 2 rower, amazing, a bloody amazing machine. And there is really good ways for you to continue its life and to actually make it better. Okay, bungee cords one. Always cleaning out, giving it an oil every month, depending on how dusty a place you are, even cleaning the chain a little bit, replacing this. Honestly, if you've got an old handle and it's really sticky or it's starting to wear down, the dogs chewed it, the kids chewed it, whatever, get a new one. Okay, for just simple little upgrades that are really cost effective. Even your seat, like if your seat's buggered, you know, these little runners, these little white runners underneath, couple of bucks a pop, put new ones on. You know, you got the tools, you can do it, and it's actually going to make a really big difference to your rein if you can just make small changes to your machine that are just going to make it feel more comfortable and make it go faster. Trust me, it works. Okay, cool. Right, great job, team. I'm going to pick this up, see if we've got anyone in here wants to have a yarn before I have to get in and continue organising our event for next weekend. Right, well, who we got? Caught up late, thrash it out tomorrow. Thanks, Haley. Awesome. Frederick, thanks, Eric. Missed the live sessions. Greg, thanks, Eric. Lovely sessions. It's going to be a long time before I can get a boat with someone else here in California. Yeah, hey, look, mate, lockdowns everywhere. That's why we're quite lucky in New Zealand at the moment. We can still just carry on with life, but we're an island. Rachel, my legs tied from a 10K yesterday. They work out great. How often should I oil the chain? It's literally probably, I probably do it every couple of weeks, depending on how much you're doing it, because you don't need much oil on it. You've only need a little bit, you know, a tiny little bit in a rag, and then you basically just run it through the rag. You don't have to like pull it out and like drip oil onto it. You basically, if you've got two people, it's really good because you want to pull it all the way out, and then you get the rag on. See, I've got a nice bit of oil on there at the moment. And it just really depends on how dusty the place is and that type of thing. And you just got to put a tiny little bit of, like just a little squirt of oil onto a rag, and then you just run it through. And it cleans it at the same time. You know, you'll see all the black stuff come off, and then just puts like the fresh oil onto it. So that's basically the best way to do it. Thanks again, Brian. Yep. Kansky, if I can say that right, I'm curious. Should I be trying to increase the pace at the same stroke rate each week? Okay. So over time, and I can't give you a time on that, if you do a certain split at 20 or at 22, if that's where you do the bulk of your training, yes, it will get better. And then some days it gets worse because you could be tired. You could have stayed up too late. You could have had too many beers or wines, whatever. And that's really the situation behind it. And also, if I was to say to you, go and do half an hour at 22, you'll probably go a lot faster than if I told you to go and do an hour at 22. Or if you just had to do 10 minutes at 22, you can push it a little bit harder. The idea is to find consistency that allows you to do stuff for certain periods of time. Now, I don't recommend, like, unless you're really going for some massive long distance stuff, you don't need to be on the machine for more than an hour. You know, like, okay, and that's a good time. You know, if we're using this for your fitness, your soul sort of fitness stuff, 40 minutes is a really good number, because this is probably about, it's definitely half the time that you'd need to do on a bike. Easily half the time you'd need to do on a bike, because you're using the whole body, etc. I'd say it's probably it's quite a lot more than running as well. So if you had to go for an hour run, 40-minute row, I'm pretty certain they're about the same in terms of muscle use, heart rate, that type of stuff. So there is different ways around it. So yeah, like obviously you're trying to find an improvement, but the improvement comes depending on the time that you're doing and the intensity that you're doing that. Because if I said to you, okay, do 3 10-minute pieces at 22, you're pushing quite hard because you know you're going to have a break, and then you're going to do it again and have a break and then again. If I said, right, do 30 minutes in one go, I don't think you'll hit the same times as that. They want to be there or thereabouts. You don't want to have like a 5 or 6 split difference, but 1 or 2 is fine. And then ultimately over time, you've just got to keep pushing yourself. So, you know, if you're doing it a little bit more efficient and you're monitoring heart rate or just even your internal feelings, you will start to see that number drops over time.
And yes, there is a ceiling because it's all exponential. So if you're hitting 145s for an hour at 20, you should be an Olympic rower. Okay, just putting it out there for you. But yeah, that's the sort of the things you got to think about. Dave, cheers. That was great technique from Ireland. Good on you, Neil. Any idea when the machines will be more readily available? Honestly, man, our concept 2 is just run off their feet. There's so many machines globally trying to get out there to places. I think people have realized that it's cool to have a piece of fitness machine at home because health and well-being is good. They are in full capacity as fast as they can go. We're trying to get as much as we can to New Zealand, and it's just taking time. And I think there are sometimes a little bit, just bits and pieces that come from different suppliers all around the world that were locked down for certain periods. So trying to get those in. But hey, it's great to know that we're all on a popular machine, right? Yeah. And that's why, I do talk about if you've got one at home or whatever, just, do a bit of maintenance on it, upgrade bits, maybe go for a PM5. Now you can tap into all the apps and bits and pieces that you got. If you've got an old PM4, whatever, maybe just spoil yourself. It's Christmas coming up. Buy it before Christmas and then still get a Christmas present. Another one from Neil. Would you say keep trying to row a 20 stroke rate even if 20 strokes a minute feels more free? No. If that's what you like doing, then keep it at 22. Okay, I've got nothing against that. The only thing I've got against is that, if you were sitting there doing, because what happens is if people are sitting there for like half an hour or whatever, and they're not getting length and they're just sort of sitting like this, and you just watch them and they're sitting at like 28 and they're just rowing away like this. And it's like, dude, just look for your length and go. So if 22 does feel a lot more free and you find a better rhythm because because 20 is you do have to find this here, but you're almost holding back the speed and then you've got the drive. Whereas 22, yes, it is more like continuous, more of a motion rather than like a 20, which holds your time and then you feel the drive. So if that's what feels good for you, perfect. But it's just finding out and making it as efficient as possible so that you can manage it for a long period of time and you get the benefit out of it. So if 22 feels fine, that's good. As I say, 20, I feel that 20, I feel 20 is probably the minimum you want to go. Now, yes, we have done some things at 18, and yes, there are some benefits about going low, but generally, rule of thumb for me, I feel if you go any lower than 20, you've got too much time going forward, and then because your speed's going to be slow because you're only doing 18 strokes a minute, so you've got to put in more watts per stroke to get what you would normally do at 20 to 22. And that's where things start slipping in, like grabbing at the front, lifting off the front, just mistiming it, stopping at the back because you feel like you've got to pull it into the body. Whereas the 20 to 22, it has to be a rhythm. It has to be more metronomic. And obviously, you don't want to go up too high because when ultimately you go up even higher, and if you try to do that for a long period of time, it's hard work. And then you start going away from the basics of being able to actually get the drive, to find the speed so that we can increase. Okay. So I hope that explains it as well. Wonderful. Thanks, Krensky. Machine is brilliant. Best reviews in a long time. Okay, cool. Thanks, Neil. Okay, brilliant. Right. Thanks, team. I think we'll be back for an early one next week. Yep. Yeah, it is early. I'll just double check. 5:30, and we'll probably get a program out, bits and pieces, with how it's looking going forward, especially over the Christmas break. It just depends on what days fall on where I'm at, that type of thing. But we'll keep it going. So, and just keep an eye out too, everybody, because ultimately there's a lot of places around the world at the moment doing a lot more virtual racing, bits and pieces. So we've actually got one coming up, New Zealand, Australia. Well, it's Oceania, but anyone can enter. If you feel like entering, bloody enter the thing. Go to indoorrowing.co.nz. All the information's on there. And, the World Indoor Rowing Champs are coming up in February. So There's continental qualifiers, bits and pieces. And you just literally need your USB cable into your machine, hook it up to your laptop, and there's a program that will run it for you. So as long as you've got internet, you're away. So if you've never actually had a race against other people, and you might want to, jump onto worldrowing.com, have a look. There's a whole lot of different ones around. I know the British have got one coming up. Scottish might have just had one, maybe. But there's a lot more that are coming out. And it's really a good way if people, if you want to have a race, something to work towards. Even have a race for shits and giggles, see how you go. And then you go, wow, that was hard. Or, man, I got a hiding. Or, shit, that was better than I expected. It'll give you something to work towards going forward. Okay? So simple as that. Yeah, keep it up. So thank you, everybody. Remember, social distance, wear a mask. Stay safe. It's about as simple as we can get in this world at the moment. Yep, and keep training. Okay, awesome. Right, signing off. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you here next week. Peace.